Did you consider yourself well behaved?
Yes.
What about the rumor that you once shot your mother?
Well, I think that one takes the cake.
When I first realized I could sing, at about 2 years of age, I found myself singing. I mean, I was singing and people would listen to me around the housing project where I lived.
Yes, I was in front of an audience at a fairground when I was 11 years old. It was a fair, an annual fair, and they had a talent contest. It's the first time.
Where was this?
It was in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's the first time that I ever sang in front of an audience.
Were you nervous?
I was shaking like a leaf.
So when I came on stage, I heard people kind of rumbling and whispering and so forth. Because nobody knew I even sang, really. It was amazing how popular I became in school after that.
What did you say?
Till I waltzed again with you, by Teresa Brewer.
Till I waltz again with you.
About the same thing happened later on at the Shell. You know, the kids, everybody really went 10 or 11 encores, that type of thing. It just kind of halted the show at that period. And it scared me, but then it made me very happy too. But I was still shy about it. I wouldn't sing in public for a long time, and I went for maybe a year. I just kind of forgot about it. I got out of school and I was driving a truck. I was dating a girl and waiting for her to get out of school so we could get married. I made the first record really as a personal thing for my mother. And that same company called me a year later and said, "We got a song that you might be able to do." It was 12 o'clock. I said, "Can you be here about 3 o'clock?" I was there by the time they hung up the phone.
Did things start happening fast?
Yes, very fast. I started working on those shows with those guys from the opera. Started traveling and doing more TV shows, and then I came to Hollywood. I did 4 movies. So everything was happening very in a short period of time.
Well, everything has happened to me so fast in the last year and a half till I'm all mixed up, you know. I mean, I can't keep up with it.
How are your mom and dad? Where are they now?
They're in Memphis. They're at home.
Well, how do they feel about you being on the road all the time? I mean, doesn't it bother them? And they like to see their son once in a while, I imagine.
Well, it's my life, you know.
Yeah.
Don't say too much about it.
They accept it, other ways.
Do you find that touring is much more harder on you than making movies or doing TV shows?
Well, touring is the roughest part. It's really rough because, I mean, you're in a town and you do a show, you come off, you ride in a car, you're going to the next town. Well, in a lot of different ways. They're just like they've always been. I mean, as far as being themselves, but it's a kind of a strain on them because people never leave them alone. To be truthful about it.
Did you consider yourself well behaved?
Yes. Well, I was raised, you know,
Yeah.
in a pretty decent home and everything. My folks always made me behave whether I wanted to or not.
I want to give you an opportunity here to go over a lot of the rumors that have been printed about you, including a few that I printed myself. What about the rumor that you once shot your mother?
Well, I think that one takes the cake. I mean, that's about the funniest one I've ever heard.
Where'd that one come from? Have you any idea?
I have no idea. I can't imagine. You mentioned it to me the first time I ever heard.
Is that right? What about your success?
You smoke, yeah, regular?
No, sir.
Don't smoke?
Smoke a cigar once in a while.
How about you drink?
No.
Several newspaper stories hinted that you smoked marijuana to hit the bottle in order to work yourself into a frenzy while singing. What about that?
I don't know.
You won't even bother answering?
When you get caught in a mob or something, have you ever been seriously hurt by the girls?
Yes, I've been scratched and bitten and everything. Huh?
What do you think about it? What do you think about being scratched?
What do I think? Well, I just I just accept it with a broad mind because actually they don't intend to hurt you. I mean, it's not that. They want pieces of you for souvenirs. I can take I can take ridicule and slander, and I've been called names, right to my face and everything. That I can take, but they realize that I fought back. Just for those first few years, I had to watch for it,
I said, would you rather be a lover or a fighter?
It's just according to what the situation is, I mean, sometimes you have to be both.
I remember being really pissed off at you because the girls that I was going to high school with that I dug all were in love with you. That son of a bitch. Just got there.
Well, I had the attitude of screw you, All is fair in love and war, Jack, And then, right when I was going good, I got drafted. And overnight, it was all gone. It was like a dream. Pow. Changed.
You made the statement, whether or not you made it or not, we'll find out, that I want to make it while I'm hot.
A few. Well,
Besides a million women.
I guess it has its advantages and its disadvantages.
Don't you seek out privacy all the time? Isn't that it?
Yes, well, that is the main thing. I mean, you can't go places like other people. You can't go to ball games. You can't go to the local theater and things like that. Like back at home, whenever I want to see a movie, well, I have the theater manager show it to me after the theater closes up at night. We have a fairgrounds there, and I rent the fairgrounds after it closes up.
How do you feel about being asked questions about your personal life? Do you think an entertainer should be asked myriad questions about marriage and what girls he's going with and so forth? How does that strike you personally?
Well, let's face the facts. Anybody that's in the public eye is their life is never private. I mean, everything you do, the public knows about it, and that's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll always be.
You've been through a lot of interviews. What question do you dislike the most?
I don't know. Like I said, I've been asked everything. If they're too rough.
If they're too rough?
If they're too rough, I can't answer them.